Mr. Wesley Cannon, where are we right now?
So technically, we are in Omaha, Nebraska right now.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
But for those who don't know, Omaha, Nebraska borders Council Bluffs, Iowa,
That place is kind of a dump.
it is. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it gives me these. I don't even know how to describe it. Like these industrial vibes. I think there's a lot of industrial plants, maybe. I don't know. It just seems old and dirty. Like it was once a massively thriving city. Not just trying to shit on Council Bluffs here.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. There's something. I don't know if I could live here.
No, I definitely couldn't. I remember you showed up a few days earlier than me, and I texted you, and I was like, what did I say? I was like, how's Council Bluffs or something? And you're like, still smells like shit. Still smells like piss and cigarettes or something.
I will say it's not the entire thing, but that statement was accurate in the moment.
Okay, that's good. You know, it's really, truly not too bad here. At least to come and play poker for a week. There's some good golf courses. Council Bluffs is fun to hang out at. There's a lot of good people here. I've been in absolute shambles the past 5 days because I was the last one to the Airbnb to choose a room, and you and Steve both got beds, and I got a bunk bed that's like a twin size, so my head goes off one end and my feet are off the other. And then I pulled a muscle in my neck to top it all off, so I think I've slept like 3 hours per night, except for last night. I took some Advil before bed. I feel a lot better.
You got a good sleep last night?
Still in pain, but I feel better, yeah. So
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, man. And now, I apologize also to the listeners. We are a couple days past due, but we've been absolutely grinding our asses off out here. Maybe not with too many results, but we've been grinding nonetheless.
Yeah, it's funny to think back because we both, until right now, until the main event, we had no cashes combined, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've dusted everything.
Yeah, at this point last year, I had a ring and you had a third place, and you were about to final table the main too.
Yeah, exactly. We both had. Yeah, it's a bit different run, but it's poker. It's kind of how the things go. I think we have some hands that we both want to go over and just kind of discuss. This episode's just going to be, just like we did last year, a Council Bluffs kind of recap. But unfortunately, as of yet, we haven't banked off anything huge yet.
Yeah. Let's fill the people in real quick. We're actually recording this first thing Saturday morning.
Yeah, it's like 9 a.m. in our Airbnb in the living room right now.
And so where we're at right now is... So I've played, a few 400s, the 250, bricked all that. But I fired once in the 1700 main event last night, or yesterday, I should say. We'll talk about how that went. Max, you fired as well.
I did, yep.
And we'll talk about how that went. So
better for you than for me.
Little spoiler there, but that's true. Yeah. Do you want to get into some hands?
Yeah. So I also, you said you got here last Friday. I got here Monday night. I fired the 250. I immediately ran up to I think you started 20K. I ran up to 60K. Then got an ace king versus ace queen for 135K pot.
Yeah.
And then lost that one, so that was the first entry. And then the next three tournaments, I ended up just getting two outed. I'm not going to tell you guys bad beat stories. We don't want to hear that shit. Yeah. So
here's actually a different sort of bad beat story that I think is a little funny.
I just said we don't want to hear that shit. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
It's not about the actual cards, though.
Okay.
So you had said I got here Friday. That is when I played my first tournament. I actually got here on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
And I thought that the one-day 250 was going to be going when it was going when I showed up.
Yeah.
But they had the structure incorrect online. I thought it was 30-minute levels.
The World Series of Poker Circuit is notorious for at least here in Council Bluffs. I remember last year it was completely inaccurate, as well as this year.
Yeah, there are a lot of inaccuracies on there. And so I showed up thinking that I would have about an hour, maybe hour and a half to still get in this tournament. I walk in and I look at the clock and it says level 9, 1906. So
you already misread.
19 minutes, 6 seconds, which I did. I quickly figured out. I'm like, it was 20-minute levels and it's through the end of level 8.
Yeah.
I'm like, I missed it by 54 seconds. Cool. That's lovely.
That's super. That is a bad beat.
It was obviously annoying. Now, I will say, the first couple nights I stayed with our good friend Ben, and it was about 10 minutes away from there. So it was not like, it didn't feel like I just drove there and wasted a ton of time doing so. But it was kind of funny where I was like, wow, literally a minute.
And it's all because they didn't have the structure sheet correctly.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, people travel for this stuff. You should have, I mean, it's pretty important to have that correct.
It is. And they had like the same structure sheet for almost every tournament. And some of them were 20 minutes. Like it said 30 minutes on all of them, but some were 20. And so they had the structure wrong for several of the one-day events.
Okay. Well, let's go over a few hands. Each hand I took, or I wrote down that I wanted to go over today, or I'll have like a point to them. They're not just a hand where I'm like, oh, this is, you know what I mean? There's a underlying concept to it. So like whether I'm, a bluff I ran that didn't work, but why I ran it still. One where I bluff catch with ace high correctly. And then, I don't know, there's some other ones. I got a handful of hands here. We're not going to go through all of them, but we'll go through the ones I think are good here. You want to take it away with one?
Yeah. So I have two.
Okay.
I have two that I can think of, and they actually both involve some. Well, you know what? I'm not even going to spoil it because I want people to kind of.
Okay.
Maybe
at the end of it, I'll try and guess what the point was.
Yeah.
Or do you just want people? Okay. Anyways.
Anyway, so the first one is it's the day 1A of the 400 mystery bounty. So earlier in the flight, there had been a hand where big blind was 800. I opened to 1700 with pocket fives in like the low jack. And Josh Reichert, who was a guest on our podcast, but also a very well-known player. He's won a ton of rings. He's had a ton of success.
Won a WPT. You guys, most of you, I'm sure, at least know who he is. He had just sat down, but he's down to 12K. So it was 20K starting, and he's down to 12K. So he only has 15 bigs. Did you say this is the monsters? Oh, it was just a 400 Okay.
The mystery bounty.
The mystery bounty, okay.
Yes. So I made it 1,700. He makes it 10K, so they're
leaving 2K behind?
Yeah, he put in his 2 5K chips, leaving his 2 1K chips behind. Well,
we invite you on the podcast, and this is how you treat us?
Seriously, right? Well, so here's this, and this is not the hand we're going over, but this is the backstory. So
like a precursor, yeah.
Yeah, he then realized, so I ended up thinking and going all in, and he called, and I won a flip fives against ace 10 suited.
Okay.
But he had realized, he thought he put out 2 1Ks instead of 2 5Ks because
there's no value or denominations on the chips here.
I feel
it's
like
just colors.
we're kind of firing, we're starting off talking shit about Council Bluffs, basically.
This is another reason why it's like, what the hell?
Their chips don't have numbers on them.
Yeah, and they use different sets for different tournaments as well.
And the pink chips, which are 5Ks in one tournament,
they're 1Ks
They were
here.
1Ks in this tournament.
Yeah.
And so he thought he was calling my bet.
What? Because they're like orangish, yellowish, right?
The 5Ks.
Yeah, the 5Ks are, which are usually 1Ks. So he thinks he just called. That's interesting.
Anyways, yeah. So he.
Wait, so that's kind of interesting though. Just pause there for a moment. He had 12K to start the hand, so he had 10 bigs exactly.
15 exactly.
He had 15 bigs to start the hand.
800 big blind.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm surprised that he didn't just kind of squeeze it there, but
yeah, like ace 10 suited is one of the few sort of acceptable flatting hands, and
he had ace 10 suited. I thought he had fives.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I got you. Okay, I didn't know who had who, but that makes sense.
Yeah, but so anyway, I mean, it was king 9-6. He flopped a flush draw, so he would have won the pot if he had just flatted, because I would. He would have. Yeah. I would.
He would have jammed. You would have folded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so I bust him. He rebuys and gets the same seat. Couple orbits go. I don't know. We're at the last level of registration. Big blind is 1,200. I start the hand with 43K, and he actually has like 80K or something now. He has me covered by quite a bit. I have ace 5 of diamonds, and I open to 2,500. Same positions. It must be low jack or something, and he's button. He 3-bets to 8K, and it folds to me, and so I started the hand with 36 bigs roughly. And
okay.
There's definitely He is the type of player where it's totally acceptable for me to just rip this in.
Yeah,
The ace
4-bet rip, yeah. Yeah.
And
Just because, I mean, he has position on you as well.
he has position, and
That's one of the main reasons. Playing out of position against a good player is not easy to do. So that gives us more incentive to just let it ride, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and he'll have enough hands. I assume he'll have enough hands that are just going to fold, that it'll make up for the times when we're in bad shape.
Yeah.
So I decided to call, though, which is certainly also fine. So the pot is 19K now, and I have about 35K, 36K back. And the flop comes ace with 9 of diamonds and 3 of diamonds. So I flop top pair in the nut flush draw. So this is obviously
Slam dunk
very
flop.
good.
Right.
I check, and
What was your kicker one more time? Sorry.
at ace 5 of diamonds.
Ace 5 of diamonds, okay.
Yep. I check, and he flicks out a 1K chip. And then I pause real quick because I was like, my first thought was that's a tiny bet. And then right as I was realizing it's not even a legal bet, he's like, oh, I did it again. And he flicks out 200 chips because he thought it was a 5K
And
chip.
it's safe to say that we know Josh isn't an angle shooter either. These chips
Oh,
are literally
no.
that bad. These chips are just that bad.
Yeah, and so he meant to bet 5K, but so now this was a min bet of 1,200. And first I'll just say, like, I burst out laughing, and the whole table laughed too, because he had misclicked like this twice against me.
I will say that I think your hand at this point, even with a misclick, is you're not worried about anything except for just being already beat. So I think we just always land on call here.
That I did end up just calling. And yeah, my thought is like, he is going to be incentivized to bluff turns a lot.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind, this is a bet of like 1/17th, 1/16th of the pot.
Yeah.
I'm going to float here. I don't think I can fold any 2 cards that I have here.
To that size. And here's the thing also I want to mention is that you're not going to get him to fold any hand that's better than yours, and then you're also going to lose all of his bluffs.
Yeah, I think that's really well said. So I call, and the turn is an offsuit king. Yeah, I check. Obviously, the pot now is, 21.4? And he bets 13K. So this is a real bet. But like I said, he knows that I can't fold to that flop bet. So he's going to be bluffing this turn. He's going to be essentially c-betting this turn again.
A little bit, yeah, because of it's stupid how those dumb things can change the outcome of, or the course of a hand like this. You know what I mean? Like now he's more incentivized to bluff turn because of how much wider you calling the flop with his accidental sizing.
Yep. So anyway, I have top pair. I have the nut flush draw. I don't want to jam because then I lose his bluffs, and he's not betting a strong ace to fold. Right. So I call, but at this point I have 21K behind. So it's clearly like
Remind me of the full board now.
ace of hearts, 9 of diamonds, 3 of diamonds, king of spades.
Okay. So we still have top pair with the flush draw. Okay.
Yeah, and we got 40. Let's see, we got 47.4K. So I have like slightly under half pot behind here. River is the 4 of hearts. So nothing comes in. This is about as blank as it's gonna get. And I'm never leading. I check, and he puts me all in, which is not surprising. And so this is where it's a tough decision because at this point I have a pure bluff catcher.
Just a bluff catcher, yeah.
I don't beat value. And there are some players I'm folding this against for sure. And even against Josh, it's like I'm not expecting to be winning here like more than half the time, but I'm getting better than 3-1 here. And I thought for a while, because now there's 68 in there. I need to call 20.
And I think opponent dependent definitely plays a role here.
It for sure. Yeah.
I mean, he's capable of compared to other opponents, I should say, of putting you in a tough spot here.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm like, yes, he'll have ace king, ace queen, ace jack, maybe ace 10, ace 9 suited. pocket kings, pocket nines, I guess one combo of aces. And then, he'll have queen, jack suited, queen 10 suited, jack 10 suited, maybe like a 10-8 suited sort of thing. I think there are going to be enough combos of bluffs. I reluctantly called, and he just, he showed me a set of nines. So
He did. Okay. Well,
but I haven't looked back on that hand and questioned it. Like, I feel
isn't it annoying? Like we talked about this already, but like I don't know if we call it the butterfly effect, something of that. But though of like, I've had this happen so many times where like I'll bust someone out of the tournament, they'll come back to the same table, build up a stack, and then knock me out, and I'm just like, what the hell? This is one reason I love freeze-out formats. It's the purest form, right? Whereas this, it's just the purest form of the freeze-out. So that's annoying.
yeah, it's okay. And I was glad that in the moment I thought logically about it, and I came to what I thought was the best decision. He had a set, and it's not like it was one of the hands I knew he could have.
Yeah, I mean, you guys could have.
I can live with
you guys
it.
could have you got that in on the flop too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like, and if he does bet his larger flop size, I'm still playing the hand the same as like a call, but we're not folding.
That's
it.
almost one of those. It's not quite, but it's almost one of those getting dealt a game over type of hands.
For sure. Yeah, folding the river isn't insane, but against
That's your only option, though.
Yeah.
You can't fold any other points. So I have a hand I want to talk about. This is one where I'm going to go back-to-back hands here. I'll do two, and then you can do your second one. But this is the $400 monster stack.
Okay.
I open ace of hearts, 9 of spades on 20K to 1,200 at 500 big blind. So just over 2x and the cutoff, right? Mm-hmm. Button calls and the big blind calls. So what do we got? 12, 24, 30.
44?
Yep. God, you're quick with that.
Once you started adding it, I'm like, I got to beat him to it.
You always you have it just second I say it, you click it up. It's crazy. The flop is, so I have ace hearts, 9 of spades. The flop is queen 8-2. Both the button and big blind are in there. Okay, and I'm in cutoff. Mm-hmm. There is one hard on the board. So small blind checks, or excuse me, big blind checks. I check and button checks. I just don't think there's a reason to c-bet this. I just have not. I mean, my hand is just air.
I like the check.
Yeah, just no need to. Just kind of reevaluate turn. The turn is the 4 of hearts.
Okay.
So now it's queen 8 deuce 4 with 2 hearts.
And which card is the ace of hearts?
I have the ace of hearts.
Yeah.
Big blind checks. Do you ever bet this turn? Now, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Probably still checking here. It's not like we don't actually pick up equity. We pick up like if we were to bet the turn and a heart came on the river, then we have more, like a much better bluff on the river kind of thing.
Here's my thought. I think after the flop, I think the button is going to bet a queen and an 8 or an 8. So a big blind checks, I check, and then button. If he had a queen or an 8, top or second pair, I think he would bet here. So I'm taking those two out of his range. Now, with the big blind checking back the turn, I'm essentially taking both of those out of his range as well. Potentially has an 8 still. But then I'm also giving him some 2s and 4s, which I'm going to now try and either bluff him off or deny equity to whatever other hands that aren't pairs yet.
I think there's logic for stabbing here.
Okay. So I stabbed. I bet 1,600 into, what was it,
44.
4,400. Button calls and big blind folds.
Okay. So, yeah, some thoughts are like he could have picked up some sort of a heart draw that you're ahead of, or he could have like ace 4 suited. He could have pocket 7s.
Yeah, I think there's
a few options.
I think there's a 5-6 suited maybe.
Yep,
something like that. That has a gutter to the nutter.
Gutter to the nutter.
Gutter to the nutter. It's deuce. It's deuce 4 8 queen. So if a 3 would give him
4 outs going to the river is tough, but like,
dude, we're in Council Bluffs, Iowa.
But also it could be like an ace 5, like an ace high that has a little showdown, but has a gutter
for sure. He could have a lot of hands here actually, Colin. But at this point, I've taken queens and 8s out of his range. Mm-hmm. He might have like ace 4 or something, right? I mean, not ace 4. Ace 4. Yeah, ace 4. Anyways, the river is a 4x, so the pairs, the turn and the river are both 4s.
Okay. That's tricky.
I check.
I think that's a good idea.
Button snap without thinking, bets 3K.
Ooh, Okay.
So we
This
bet.
is interesting.
It is, right? So it's 44 plus 14 plus 14 as the pot. Math it for me. It's too early. I got coffee in my hand.
Wait, it was
28 plus 44, right?
You bet 16 on the turn, right?
16,
so
sorry.
32.
Yeah, 32 plus.
7,600.
There we go, baby.
So he bet. So now it's 10.6K.
My personal calculator. I love you.
10.6K after the 3K.
Yes.
So you're getting like 3.5.
It's a huge, right, I'm getting good odds. What do you do here?
Yeah, I mean, it is weird because it's like, okay, we really don't think he has a queen.
Yep.
I
don't think he's just got a naked 8 either.
Yeah, if he did, he would check it.
Yeah.
Or he would have bet flop.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
when he checks flop, like you could have jacks, 10s, 9s, ace 8. Like an 8 makes sense for you. So I don't think he has a queen or an 8.
I agree with that.
Or
So
a
it's
deuce, like he's not betting a deuce. He's not, let me put it this way. It feels like, unless he somehow did trap a queen, it feels like his main value is going to be a 4.
Right,
Which
and then-
is not going to be that likely.
and then exactly. So my thought was his main value is a 4, and if he did have a 4, he wouldn't go 3K here.
Go like 6. Or
Yeah, he bet he wants to get value for these hands, right? Like, so I thought, and this is where a live tell actually came into read. He was an older gentleman. Not that that matters too much, but he didn't.
You know how we feel about older gentlemen on this podcast.
He snap bet. Like there was no consideration of what my had or anything. It was just very fast. It was just I check and he had 3K out.
Yeah.
So it's like what is he betting here that has no consideration of what I have? And then like so he's saying he's got a 4, but with that sizing it doesn't make sense.
I like where your head's at here.
So yeah, and
it feels like he turned a heart draw and he missed and now you're ahead.
So after maybe about 20 seconds of deliberation, I land on call with ace high.
Yep.
And he's got 9-10-0. So it was
he just called with a gutter on the turn.
So yeah, he has so deuce 4-4-8 queen. So 9-10 if a jack would have gave him a straight somewhere along the road if he hit that. So he called the turn with the gutter and then bluffed it very small in the river.
I think for him, he sort of got it right and wrong. So first off, calling the turn with just a gutter, I feel like he should have folded.
Yeah.
But I think on the river, he sort of had the right read where he's like, I'm not going to get like an 8 to fold. So I'm just going to try and fold out ace high, or if you had like, let's say king jack of hearts.
So he had the right idea, but he had the wrong sizing.
But then, he didn't, he sort of, the story just didn't add up, right?
Okay, yeah. That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Well, first off, 9-10-0, he should probably just fold initially. But as played, like, take a little stab on the flop. And if both people don't fold, like, you can
That's
fire.
a great hand for him to, when check to in position, to bet on the flop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10,
you have 10 high, but you have
gutter.
equity. Yeah, to the gutter to the nutter.
Just as you said. Just a different.
We're making
gutter.
suited king shirts that say
Gutter to the nutter.
Gutter to the nutter. I love that. And then it's going to have a giant salami across it.
That's only the premium version.
The premium, yeah. Okay, anyways, I'm making myself laugh here.
All right, so you got another hand.
I got one more hand I want to discuss before your second one. This one is in the main event. It was on so I fired 2 entries into the main yesterday. The first one did not go well. The second one did until it didn't. Anyways, we are on the first bullet in the main event. Low jack has 25K at 400 big blind. I'm trying to recall this one off the top of the head, and I told you the story already. So help me if I slip a detail here.
Yeah. So
and
you have about starting.
I have 40K.
Yep.
He has 25K. And there is a third person, but they're not important. So low jack, he opens to 1100 at 400. He has a high opening frequency, but he's not like a crazy splashy player by any means. Mm-hmm. Folds to button, who calls the 1100. I'm in the small blind with 2 black 9s.
Yep. Okay, I think I misremembered that because I think I thought you were in the big blind at first, which I don't think changes anything.
It doesn't change anything.
But I think so.
I was small blind though, for sure.
So you 3-bet.
So I 3-bet here, and so I know we've discussed kind of concepts on 3-betting out of position in past episodes. He almost 3x'd it, right? So it's 1100, 1200 would have been 3x. Button calls here. With 2 black 9s, I think being this at this depth, I think we always want a 3-bet, right?
Yeah, and I was going to say...
Especially against the frequency of how often he's opening.
Yeah, I think if you're in the big blind, I don't mind a 3-bet either, but there's a little more incentive to call. But from the small blind, I think 100%.
Okay, and then being out of position here, we size up pretty hefty. So it's 1,100 call. I make it 6K.
Was it 6K or 65?
65K, 6,500, excuse me.
Yeah.
So 6,500, 6.5K.
Yeah, I think it's good. And like, so here's the question too. If he jams for 25K, you call?
I might fold actually, because I don't think he's that spewy of a player. I just think he just has a wide opening range pre-flop, but I don't think he's up. So here's the thing. There's a big difference between opening and 4-betting.
Okay. That does make it tricky in the sense that like, well, I guess your analysis though is like you're just not going to get 4-bet that much because
I mean, how many he's got? He's got 50 bigs, right?
He started with 62.5.
Yeah, that's a lot of bigs.
Mm-hmm. But it, when he raises bigger and then you size up the 3, it sort of bloats things a little bit.
Right. Yeah. I honestly wouldn't think he would ever 4-bet jam without not even ace king, just a pair is bigger than mine.
Okay. So you think he calls your raise.
He calls.
So you think he could have ace king still?
I think he can. Well, at this point, no, I didn't. But in hindsight, spoiler alert. Thanks for that. I keep sometimes forgetting I'm in Council Bluffs, and I kind of expect these people to 4-bet. But in hindsight, I thought he would 4-bet hands like that. Now I don't. Right.
Fair. Okay. So he calls and
so he calls, button folds.
All right, so you got 13, close to 15K in the pot.
Yeah, and I have, let's see, 39K behind, 38.5K.
So
excuse me, 34.5K, or 33.5K.
33.5. But
guys, I'm so sorry. This is an early podcast.
It's all good, yeah. I think we're doing well in general, though.
Yeah, I think so, too. Thanks.
He has... and here goes my brain. No, he has 18.5, right? So he has like just a little bit more than pot here.
Yep.
And you have 9s.
Flop comes ace, jack, 7, 2 spades.
Okay.
I do have a spade in my hand. Doesn't really matter.
It's like slightly more equity, but not really.
What are you betting here in terms of sizing? I think we should be just kind of always betting small, trying to get pair.
It's just sort of a spot where you're going to bet your whole range.
And pretty small.
Definitely small. Both, even if you're deeper, I'd bet small, but especially with him being shallow, I'd like quarter-ish pot, 3,500 to 4K is what I'm thinking here.
And how much is in the pot? Like 16 something again?
15, just about.
Yeah, 15. So I bet 4K.
Yeah, so that makes sense to me.
He absolutely snippety snaps. Just has the 4K in quickly.
So he snap calls, there's like 23K in there, and now he has 14.5K about.
Exactly. So, I mean, far less than a 1-to-1 SPR. I think that, so here's the thing. I don't typically play these kind of hands this way. I would typically check and just try and get the showdown at this point, even though I know I'm beat most of the time. In this spot specifically, I just played range advantage, to which I thought I had. Mm-hmm. And I stuffed it on him on the turn.
So turn was what?
It was irrelevant. It's like a banana. It was like a 4X or something, yeah.
Yeah, so it was not a spade and it was below.
It did not affect the board in any way. yeah.
So essentially what you're doing is
I'm saying that I have aces, kings, ace, king. I'm not kings,
not kings, but
yeah.
You'll have ace, king, ace, queen, ace, jack.
Pocket jacks.
Yeah. And clearly the goal here is to fold out a jack mainly.
A jack, I know yesterday I said potentially ace queen, probably not, like you said, probably not getting ace queen fold, but I do think I'm getting ace 10 to fold.
Interesting. So I would say, here's my thought, and this is a little easier because we did talk about the hand already, so I already have thoughts on it. And actually our buddy John Redding, who a lot of our Minnesota and Midwest friends, listeners probably know.
Yeah.
We were talking about the hand with him, and he made an interesting point that I liked, which is that he said some betting like 5 or 6K
And then folding to a jam.
Yeah, is he thinks that will fold out a jack as well, which I actually would kind of agree.
I don't know if I agree with that. I like to think, I mean, dude, in these fields, here's the thing. The reason I went all in, I put him all in rather than betting 5K and folding 2. I like his idea, and I like the fact that I can get away and save 10K. With how much is in the pot, I think the reason I went for the all in is because I wanted to put his tournament life on the line. That $1,700 buy, and like, hey, I have to go rebuy for $1,700 if I lose this hand. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely, yeah. I think if he like, it sounds like he snap called pre-flop and snap called the flop. I don't know that I see him folding any ace that he got here with.
You might be right.
You know,
you might be right.
Like I think you can absolutely fold out a jack, and also I think it's and you acknowledge this too. Like this hand is probably one that makes more sense to kind of give up with. Like you're certainly not always just ripping it here. With
Oh
dice.
no, I literally like never played this hand this way, but in this spot, like I took my conviction of I'm going to get the better hand to fold because I have range advantage here. But then I got to also take a step back and think this dude's a farmer from Iowa, like.
Yeah, it's like, you know, he
nothing against farmers from Iowa. It's just like, it's just what I mean is that a lot of times they're there for recreational purposes. So
for sure, yeah. And that can go both ways where it's like, does the buy-in mean a ton to him, or is he just going to snap call, like, is he going to call light without even thinking?
Yeah. And another point of bringing up this hand is I don't always just want to make myself try and look like a genius on this podcast. You know what I mean? Like I make mistakes, you make mistakes. This is a good opportunity. I mean, not necessarily that was a mistake. I think logically it kind of made sense. It made sense in my opinion, but it didn't work out. Mm-hmm. I guess it's not a spoil at this point, but he called my jam and he had ace king.
Yeah, as we may have accidentally spoiled at the beginning, but
so I turned nines into a double barrel jam, a 3-bet. So I 3-bet it and then double barrel jammed on ace jack, 7 for whatever the river was deuce. It was another irrelevant card, but again, I played ranges there, to which I thought I had
you do have the range advantage for sure.
So
yeah,
so that was that hand, and then so I didn't bust that hand.
Yeah, because I registered on the first break, and you had like 8.9K after that.
Yep, and then I got all in with King Queen O versus King Queen O. I had the Queen of Clubs, you had the King of Clubs, and it ran out 4 clubs to bust me. So,
man,
yeah, that's fun, and yeah, that's fun, right?
That's annoying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as I said, I registered just right at the end of the first break, so I came in when the big blind was 500. First orbit, I went from 40K to 18.7K, but then after that, I won a bunch of hands. Had some interesting ones, and, maybe we'll share some of these hands later on, but...
Yeah, I mean, I have 6 hands we could go over right now, but I'm not going to.
But,
I got one more in me, so...
Yeah, but...
I got to shower and get back for day 2, or the next flight of this bad boy.
The next flight, yeah. The one hand that I will go over, so things went well for a while. I ran well. I felt like I played well. Maybe one spot where I missed a little value, but that happens. So we got down to, there were 120 entries and 10% bagged, so 12 bagged. But the way the World Series works is 15% pays. So
you're into money.
So the top 18 from Flight A were going to get paid. And we were down to 20 left, and I had a little bit over 200K, and the big blind was 5K. So over 40 bigs going well. Just need to fade 2 more people, and we're in the money, which the min cash was over 3,500 for 1,700. So it's a pretty juicy one. Like you want to lock that up. It's a little more valuable. Anyway, so it folds to the small blind. I'm in the big blind. Folds to the small blind, and this is a guy who I've made big hands against. I've won a couple decent-sized pots against him. And he actually min-clicks to 10K, which surprised me. From the small blind, you want to size up your raises.
Yeah, just being out of position.
Yeah.
Does that automatically tell you anything?
I don't know.
Do you think do you think he just doesn't know sizings, or do you think he's extra strong?
I didn't read too much into the sizing because I'm like, we got the ante I'm getting 4-1 in position. I'm folding nothing here.
I'm not in terms
Yeah.
of what you're going to fold or play, just in terms of what hands he might be doing that with. Or
Yeah,
do you think it's just an oversight on sizing?
It could
or
have been an
underside or
oversight.
whatever.
It could have been. It could have been a lot of things. I don't.
Anyways, let's not dig too
Yeah,
deep into it.
I look down at 7 of spades, 5 of clubs. I call.
Yep.
25K in the pot. Flop come and he has me covered. He has 350 probably. Flop comes Jack 6-4 with two.
So you have an
clubs.
open ender.
I have an open ender. There are 2 clubs. I do have the backdoor.
How many bigs are you both deep again?
I started with a little over 40, and he has like 70.
Okay, so I'm playing this hand as a check call.
Well, we're in position.
I mean,
here.
sorry, I'm playing this hand as a call. Yeah.
100%. I'm not trying to blow. And I don't remember like there were 2 clubs. I don't remember which one was not the club.
This
It
is a
doesn't
great
really
point to
matter.
kind of discuss. We've talked about this on previous episodes. We're like, I think we can maybe not because we're in position at this point. But if we're out of position, anyways, I'm not going to get off topic. But with an open ender here, we don't want to raise, blow at the pot, or try to get blown off.
Because if he c bets and I raise and he 3-bets, I'm not looking to.
You hate that.
Yeah, especially 20 left, 18 pay, and I'm probably I know I'm a top 10 stack out of 20.
Yeah. I think it's fine. I mean, I think it's great.
It's excellent.
It's just superb.
So he c-bet 9K into 25. I did actually consider raising because I'm like, he can have just some 2 overcard stuff that has to fold.
Not that you should never do it. There's sometimes a rhyme and a reason, but go ahead. You landed
Yeah.
on call.
But yeah, I also think
You can also, I mean, in position here, you can just try and bluff at later streets if you want.
exactly my thought. Turn is the king of diamonds. It does not bring a backdoor flush draw, but it is a brick for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a card that's going to hit him a lot more frequently.
Yeah, it's good for him. Yep.
So now my plan, I'm certainly not raising the turn. The pot is 43K. 43K.
Okay.
He bets 22, so just about half pot. And getting 3-1. So one thing to note here.
You should be getting 4-1 to make it a profitable call, no?
I was just going to say, you're correct, because my hand does 20%
Yeah.
if my only outs are the straight outs, right?
Yeah.
But I have implied odds too. If I river a straight, I'm in position. We're going to be able to get paid at least some of the time, which will make this profitable in the long run.
There's implied value.
Yep, implied odds, and I'm not risking a crazy percentage of my stack here. I decided to call, which makes the pot 87K.
Again, just to kind of reiterate too, you can always just, if he checks river, it might be a good opportunity to bluff.
It might be there, like especially if a club comes. I think.
Yeah, so you don't have to catch to win this hand necessarily. On top of if you do catch the implied value, so
it's a really interesting river here. It's the 7 of clubs, which gives me third pair. It brings the flush in. There are 3 clubs on the board.
You have probably more flushes than he does.
I would think so because it's hard to say. Like I can have any 2 clubs here pretty much. So the thought that goes through my head when this card comes is, oh, it's kind of nice in a way where I'm like, well, if he checks to me, I think I have enough showdown to just check back. Like he will just show me a jack or something sometimes.
Yeah, but you have showdown value.
But he could have ace high. He could have ace 6.
Do you ever try and bet a jack off here?
Well, that's what I was.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm speechless.
I'm such a child. Holy shit.
No, that was funny. So it did go through my head. It's like, man, there will be time if he checks. Like, I'm probably checking back, but not with I'm not expecting to always win.
Right. Yeah. You have enough showdown value where you can sometimes win.
Absolutely. But then he reaches for chips and he slowly kind of cuts out a bet of 57K.
Okay.
2/3
Yeah.
roughly.
Yeah.
And as he's doing this, I start thinking, I'm like, oh, this is interesting now. Like, I don't think he's going to be betting this big on the 3rd Street or 4th Street.
Were the
whatever
two
you
clubs on the flop?
Yes.
Okay, so the front door flush completed. That's interesting for him to bet. I mean, kind of sized up 2/3
It's a little
here.
bit polarizing now.
Yeah.
Now I'm actually...
Because he shouldn't be betting this size with like a king here, right?
That's what maybe he should, maybe he shouldn't, but I don't think he will.
And definitely not with a jack.
Yeah, so it's interesting. The way I think about this now is, yes, I have 3rd pair, but it's sort of, the overcards aren't that relevant in the sense that I'm not worried about him value betting any better 1-pair hands.
Yeah. Does he just have like ace 10 or ace queen here?
And yeah, so like he's not gonna really, I imagine he won't have a straight,
Yeah.
He could have king jack, he could have a flush.
This kind of incentivizes me to call more.
There are a few things, obviously we have 3rd pair. It's fair to consider folding. We kind of have this blocker-ish type hand where I'm like, could I click this up and fold something out? But I was also thinking...
What are we folding out? That's going to bet this turn. So he shouldn't be betting a jack on this turn. A king, if he is, I don't know if you're going to just fold that.
Yeah.
He might fold it.
I think he would, but I don't
you'd
think
have
he's
to-
going to bet a king.
Right.
No, I think your thought process is exactly right. I think that's exactly what went through my head, where it's like maybe king jack if I'm lucky, but it's like, no, I'm not going to get that much to fold.
And it's just risky.
If I don't think, and we're near the bubble, I don't want to put in 3/4 of my stack on a bluff.
That might be somewhat more incentivized to bluff, right? Because then he also is facing ICM pressure then in that case. Not necessarily
And
in the
he
same
knows
sense.
I am too.
Yeah, and he knows you are too. Right,
So-
so it's like a reverse psychology type thing anyways.
Yeah, so there are a few factors here. One, he actually did kind of, when he made the bet, he sort of put his chips closer to me,
Okay.
which I think overall is slightly more likely to make him bluffing. I glanced over a couple times and he was like breathing hard, and I felt like he was trying to not, like, he was usually a pretty relaxed guy. And then also,
Do you think it was like a heart pumping bluff?
yeah, so
Sometimes I hate trying to distinguish that from value. You know what I mean?
it can be a thing where you're excited about
Yeah,
your
yeah.
hand. And the dynamic we had, I had beat him in some hands, and it really felt like he was maybe a little bit
He was
more,
ready to win one against you.
He was ready to win one against me. And and lastly, it's like he knows he can put ICM pressure on me too, right?
Yeah.
Plus just the logic we had with the hand where it's like, I think his 1-pair value hands are out the window now. So he'll maybe have some flushes for sure. And then king jack, maybe a set. Getting better than 2-1. If I call and lose, I'll still have, I don't know the exact amount, but it would have been about 120K.
Okay.
After about a couple minutes, I end up calling, and he says, good call, and shows queen 10 off, and I get to table my 3rd pair, which...
You had queen 10-0?
Yep.
Let's go!
Yeah.
Beautiful pot, dude. I love
So
that.
that was pretty huge.
That's a massive one. I like that. That's a fun hand. That's a fun hand.
That was a very fun
You're
one.
2 from the money. Like,
And so we'll quickly just run down how the rest of the night went. So I had 330 by then. By the time the bubble burst, I had like 440 or something. I was cruising. Blinds were 5K then. We were going to play down to either 12 or through the end of level 17, which was the 10K big blind level. At the end of the 8K level and during 10K, I lost a couple pretty like medium to large pots. One time I made a incorrect hero call, couple other pots, and then, all of a sudden I find myself at like 150 something thousand, right? And we have 13 left, so we're on the bubble of bagging, and there's an open to 24K at 10K. I look down at 2 queens.
Yep.
I jam 153K, I think it was. The guy behind me, he has less, but he calls for 130K. Other guy folds. I have queens versus 10s, and the guy flops a 10, and suddenly it's like,
I'm about to day 2 bubble.
yeah, I was like, oh man, like I just had over 400K, And now I'm sitting on 23K here. I have 2.3 bigs.
Hashtag welcome to poker.
You're right. I mean, things just happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what do? You get it in there absolutely annihilating. What is it, 80% equity? So
Yeah, nothing I can do about that one at least.
yeah. That's the story of my week, though. Just 80% equity all in pre-losing. But you know what? You take bad beats in sometimes in multiples. You know what I mean? Like sometimes they string together. Not in your case, but my case specifically.
Oh, me too. Not in this tournament for sure.
No,
I ran very well except for pretty much that last level. But 2 hands after that, I did look down at Ace King, put in 23K.
So 2.3
bigs. It folded to the big blind, who's like, oh boy, he has 4 deuce off, but he has to call another 13. So he calls. It is a 5, 6, 7 flop. He flops open ender, but then it goes jack 6, and I hold.
Let's go. Yeah.
So I have 61K. Couple hands later, I fold under the gun, and I'm like, about to be big blind. Then I hear at the other table someone busts, and I'm like, oh, there we go. So I had 61K.
You might have like 7 to 8 bigs coming to day 2 because we might go back to 8K big blind.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's totally accurate. And even if not, I'll have 6 bigs, and
you got day 2, 1 bullet, say 6 to 8 bigs, whatever. That's fine, right?
Yeah. So overall, it's like it was this weird situation where I felt like I was going to go on to day 2 with piles, or at least like a pretty good stack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I thought I was going to bubble day 2, and I have chips on day 2. I have them in over a min cash locked up, so a little under 4K, and it's like I know how to play 6 bigs pretty well.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to do what I can. I get today off.
Yeah, I hope you get to enjoy it. I do not.
Yeah.
I'm going to go
I
fire
hope you
again.
enjoy it too, just
Thank
by
you.
bagging like 600K though.
That's the plan. Last year I bagged 3 something, 4 something.
No, you bagged 6 something. You were like chip leader, at least from the first flight.
Yeah, that's right.
I bagged 3 something, and you bagged
that's right.
twice as much.
That's crazy. That was a nice stack. But, 40K starting stack, this is actually a great structured tournament. 40K starting stack, 40-minute levels day 1, 60-minute levels day 2. Like, you just don't kind of get this stuff. It's a 1,700 buy-in, so. And this field's going to be a little bit smaller than last year. I guess maybe around 90 to 100 up top, something like that, you think?
We'll see. Also, with how they've changed the min cash to be a lot more, it could be even less. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see when we get there.
I think we'll probably get somewhere with 120, probably somewhere around 300 entries, 280, something like that is my guess.
Yeah. We got 120 yesterday, so 150 to 180 today, maybe.
You know what? I'm going to put a pause on the other hand. I was going to say, essentially, long story short, I had aces, got it all in first hand to second bullet against a guy with a pair and a straight draw. But we didn't get it all on the like it went all the way to the river before we got it all in. Actually, the turn where he turned top pair and a straight draw into, I think he was he was actually probably value jamming it because there's people outside doing shitties, I'm pretty sure. Holy cow, it's so loud. Anyways, nonetheless, I doubled up first hand and then just kind of still didn't bag, but that hand was interesting. But I got a poker tournament to bag today, so I think we should wrap this bad boy up and get back in the
Sounds good
grind.
to me.
Yeah, so guys, don't forget Discord, baby. Get in there. Go to @SuitedKingsPod, the pinned tweet. We're well over 200 entries. Play too much poker. We have well over 200 members in the Discord now, so go to @SuitedKingsPod on Twitter. The pinned tweet, make sure to join that. Get in there and talk poker with us. Talk about something you won or something, maybe a hand you wanted to discuss to try and learn from. I don't want to hear your bad beats, though. Don't get me wrong. If you put your bad beat in there, I won't talk crap to you. I'll just slap a salami emoji on your comment. That's what I'm going to start doing.
Yeah.
That's all. Start salamiing any bad
like,
beats in there.
Yeah. It's like, you're going to put up some bad beats. Like, yeah, you took one.
Yeah, you took one. We all take them. So, so go ahead and get in there and join that. Make sure, if you haven't yet, to join Clubs Poker. I'm going to go ahead and put our affiliate link in the description. So whatever platform you're listening on, go into the description. You'll see a link in there. If you join Clubs Poker through that link, that will support our podcast. So we really appreciate that. It's the only way we monetize at this point. So
from playing all you fools.
Yeah. Nice, Wes. Next week, I think we have a meetup game on Do we have a meetup game this Tuesday?
Yeah, it'll be Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time.
Tuesday night, 7:30 this Tuesday, which is like
The 17th.
The 17th
Yeah.
at 6:30. You said 7:30.
7:30.
7:30. We have a 55 buy-in tournament.
Yep.
And then 50 sweeps coin ones. No, it's 25.50.
Yeah, 0.25, 0.5.
Yeah.
So
ring game, cash game, whatever you want to call it.
ring game. If this were real money, it would be 25, 50 cent, but we use sweeps coins and clubs poker.
Yep.
So
yeah. well done, Wes. Good save. So hope to catch you guys Tuesday. I will. Let's see who's got the. Oh yeah, I didn't give a congratulations to Jay. Oh yeah, I did already last episode. But Jay won our last one. We do this every 2 weeks. He's currently got that sweet bright yellow tag in Discord.
yeah. And I'm probably going to get second place.
Yeah,
again
Wes
to
is gonna get
someone.
second
So
for a
which one of
third
you
time in a
guys
row.
is going to beat me heads up this time?
Let's see who can get that new tag though. I wanna make deem a new meetup game champion. That's all I got today, Wes.
Quick congrats to Casey, UND Casey in the chat. He got 4th place in that monster stack from earlier this
That's
week.
right, Casey.
for
Congrats on that.
4,700, I think it was. So
Good for
very,
you, brother.
Very close to a ring.
Yeah,
Good
congrats,
run.
man. It was nice talking with you. I saw you out there this week. Guys, if you see us out in the public,
Don't even look at us.
don't look at us. Yeah, $100, just talk to us on break. Just kidding. I'm just playing, you guys. Dude, come say hi. We'd love to talk with you. A lot of people say they listen to our podcast and come up and say hi. That is very motivating for us. So keeps driving us to do it. So make sure to come say hi to us. We love that. And good luck to everybody who else is playing the main today. Until then, hope you guys have a great rest of your day because it is the morning here, and I'm not going to finish that.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
And you guys are going to listen right away.
Yeah.
So,
Hopefully on our next episode, I'll be a circuit champ or Wes.
one of us.
Me specifically.
Top 2.
Have a great day, guys.